Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy PJ, and I'm bringing a new video to you guys today, and it's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm excited. So I'm gonna be starting a series, a podcast, YouTube vids called Beyond the Breaks, and I want to be able to use this time to showcase, highlight some of the dope breakers in the community, the Pokemon breakers, some of the dope streamers in general, and us getting a chance to get to know them on a level outside of Pokemon. So, man, I'm super honored today to have the boy Javi Gaming in the building. Gets to be my first guest, and I wouldn't have chosen another person, man. He's a dope person in the community and lives right down the street from me. Right. So it worked out perfectly. So, man, Javi, if you don't mind, introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you. I think I've thanked you like 5 times, but can't thank you enough, man, for having me here as your first guest, and wish you the best with what you're doing. My man's grinding out here, so you guys support this legend. But yeah, I'm like 20 minutes down the road from you. Out of nowhere, we found out that we're neighbors, that we're so close together. So he hit me up, and it's like always down to do some stuff with the family. So, but yeah, my name's Javi. I stream on my JavizGaming channel, and yeah, I've been doing it for a bit now, and we do Pokemon breaks and giveaways. Which is similar to what you're doing, same category. So yeah, that's pretty much where we stream and stuff. We stream on Twitch, and that's what we run for now.
For sure, man.
But again, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited. It's not very common that we get to have these kind of talks, and I think they help on a personal level, and just it's good to have these kind of conversations.
Yeah, man, and I'm excited too, bro. And again, I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. No worries.
I know you're busy. I know you're sacrificing sleep to be here.
For sure. No worries at all, man. We're always down for a good talk.
Yeah, and we just munched on some Wingstop, so I know he's probably more sleepier than usual.
Not really, man. I'm energized. Once I'm up, I'm up. Yeah.
Well, I'm the opposite, man. I'm old. I'm feeling it.
Dude, I'm a degen, bro. So this is prime time, waking up hours, getting ready to
I'll
settle
degen till about 2 a.m.
Yeah, and you feel it, and it's like, all right, it's time. I need to get back on that schedule, because I feel like, even though I'm young and stuff, I feel like it's gonna catch up to me at some point. Because dude, I'd be going in. I sometimes stream up until like 8 a.m. I go crazy, and I sleep 3 hours, 4 hours, and I feel kind of sluggish too sometimes when I wake up. Of course, not enough sleep, and it definitely plays into that role.
I bet.
Yeah, But
man, I know we're gonna talk a little bit outside of Pokemon, but man, tell us about your stream in general, man. For everybody, real quick, all his information is gonna be down in the description, so make sure you follow him on Twitch. He's got a dope community. But yeah, let us know more about what got you into this, how'd you get started, all that good stuff.
So for me, I was a collector prior to starting. So I started collecting cards back in 2019, and it was before the whole Logan Paul boom stuff. So I was at the time working at a Red Lobster. I was a manager at a Red Lobster. So I had time with me being in management and not being such a good manager, right? I would take the time to fucking search Mercari, search eBay, search stuff like that, finding lots to then resell the cards for like good value. But like just in general, just a lot of I would do flipping cards.
Okay.
Or I would pretty much buy a huge inventory and then try and people were always looking for cards, because at that point there was a lot of collectors that were like very into the game, because nobody knew about how much how crazy this hobby was actually but there was actually a market prior to this. Like it wasn't like, oh, Logan Paul created it. It was this shit's been around forever.
Well, that's what I've always said. Like the hobby has always boomed, trading cards in general.
Right.
What Logan Paul did was he brought a bunch of people who didn't know anything
about
hobby
collectors,
and they saw dollar signs. They need to see the actual I enjoy Charizard and Alex. It was, oh, there's money to be made. Let's get in it, and that's what made it crazy, right? And it got to that point where it's too much at times, because you got people who want to sell. You look on eBay, right? You'll see a base set Charizard where you would have got one, 2 years ago for a couple $100. And now it's $10,000.
It's crazy. Legendary collection Charizard, I'd find it at like 150. I'm like, nah, it's too expensive. And now it's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I started doing that back as a collector. I started. Very funny story. So I had I had a guy, right? I was always buying from people, always going to Walmart and stuff like that, and just distributors, because Walmart doesn't sell booster boxes. So I was looking to buy booster boxes. I was like, if I can get 36 packs for, let's say, $100, $110. At the time, I was buying Evolutions for $110. Yeah. It's nuts. Nobody wanted Evolutions.
Yeah.
At that time, so it was pretty crazy.
They saw it as just a basic reprint.
Yeah, it's like
nobody. It's not it. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody was like digging it for sure, and I started. That's the set that I started opening stuff with, and for similar story to most of us. I know you were telling me about the Pikachu. First box, I got the Charizard, and then I got hooked. It seems like that's like something that happens to most of us, right? But yeah, so I started collecting in 2019, and then just slowly, I was a master set collector.
Yeah.
So I would, go through the cards. I was like, when I went through opening a booster box, I was like, okay, I'll need most of this. So I didn't feel bad about opening an entire booster box, because I was putting it into the collection. And at the time, I was working a lot, so I was like, okay, this is my side hobby. And I've always had hobbies. Like, I've always had something. And I'm it's periods. So at some point, bro, I was doing magic. I was card magic shit. Yeah. Okay. So I bought a book and shit. Yeah, I was because at work I had people that I could do tricks with. So I did card tricks and shit that. Crazy. Funkos. I had a period of Funkos. I also dropped it. I even looked at cardistry, magic, in a business perspective. I was like, nobody's doing shit like that, you know. Right. I was like, I could fucking go weekends and do shows and shit like that. For sure.
I mean, and that was a step up for those who did it back then, right?
Right.
Once the boom happened, they're already out there on the floor. They already had the connections.
They had everything.
Able to get out there. That's dope, man.
Yeah, for
sure. So just being transparent, this is our second take, So one thing that Javi's brought up, and I'll let him go into more detail with, he's been, grinding since he was a young buck, man.
Right.
And I laugh because he's 24, and he'll tell y'all right now, man, the things he's been through is, I haven't been through at 34, So tell us about your come up, man. You're the person.
So yeah, my journey. I started working when I was 17. I told you that earlier. I was 17 years old when I started working. It was freshly off that injury that I told you. So when I was I played soccer my entire life. So I was competitive, playing soccer since I was 6 years old, and played competitively. I had offers for Division 1 soccer, Colorado, Dakota, and stuff like that. Even though I was short, I was very quick. So yeah, I was always I was very technical. So I was pretty smart with the ball. And people the colleges started scouting and hitting me up and talking to my parents and stuff like that. At some point, they even wanted to take me to Mexico to play.
Legit.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was very involved. And at the time, I tore my ACL, had surgery. I was out for about 9 months.
Okay.
Side
note, who's your favorite Mexican soccer team?
America.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife's family's Rayados.
Oh
and
shit.
Tigres.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So, There's some beef there, huh?
Yeah. I actually went in 2019 or 2020. 2020 spring break.
Okay.
That was right before quarantine.
Okay.
We went down there for a week, and it was when those two teams played each other.
Oh shit. Deal, right? It's like a Clásico. Yeah.
So I went out there, man. I ate good.
Oh shit!
Had dudes on bringing up fruit carts. No, I killed it, man.
That's dope. Yeah, no, I've always even now that I don't have the time to watch some of those games, also highlights at the end of the night. I'll pop the highlights.
Yeah,
I'll watch my highlights from my teams and stuff. Pretty cool.
That's dope.
But yeah, I play soccer. And then I started. After the 9 months of recovering from my ACL, I started working at AMC theaters.
Okay.
And I started as a crew member, selling stuff, concession stands and stuff like that, cleaning the fucking theaters where people left their fucking popcorn everywhere. That was me.
What's the worst you've seen? What worst mess you saw at a theater?
I was fortunate. I was fortunate actually. I didn't see anything crazy. Most probably just. Nothing crazy. The basic food and shit.
No vomit or nothing.
Nah, I've had several vomits and shit like that. Maybe someone took a shit in the floor.
Yeah, something crazy. Wild.
Yeah, so shit like that. But nothing that you don't expect.
Yeah.
Every once in a while there's some crazy shit, but yeah. So nothing out of the norm, luckily, because I know there can be some crazy shit. But yeah. So I started 17 years old, AMC theaters, and then worked my way up from that to supervising. So I was supervising. Dude, at that time it was crazy. It's crazy to think about now. because it's the different, not even a different time. It's only like 4 years ago, but I was winning $7.25 an hour, and I was working, bro. I was working. I wish I could have those stubs because that was such a crazy thing to look back at. I was working like 75 hours a week, bro. Like I was,
but 725 was nice back then too.
It was nice, but AMC with taxes and shit like that, bro. Dude, every 2 weeks I was making $400. Every 2 weeks I was making $400 and working 140 hours a week, like every 2 weeks. It was fucking crazy. But at the time I was a kid, so I was like,
and you look at it. I mean, and I'm old, right? You look at it, man. Now it's like 725. That's there's
nothing,
no way.
Bro. Nothing. Yeah.
You were able to pay for an apartment with 725
back
then. You know, I remember my first apartment was like $650.
Yeah.
Or $560 actually, and now. You go look at like that same apartment, it's like $1,200. You know,
it's crazy. Yeah, I was fortunate, man, because my family never charged me for bills up until like dope. So like everything I was making.
One regret I do have is not staying with my mom longer. I was quick to move out. I wanted to be free, and it was tough.
It's hard. Tough. You're out there in the world trying to make your survive, you know. So yeah, I was fortunate, and until this day, very grateful for my family. I still live with them, so even at the age that I do. Still live with them. Very grateful for everything that they've done for me. It's actually like they've supported me since I started and everything. Like no matter what I did, even to this day, I haven't had them tell me, "Hey, go find a," you know, because people are like as crucial as crazy as it sounds. You know, a lot of parents do this and like go find a real job, or you know, you have a gig, you know, you have your degree. Never did I hear that from my family.
Support you in whatever.
So 100%. Thankful for and grateful for what they've done.
Yep. Hey, my mom was the same way, man. I thought I was gonna be a famous rapper.
Yeah.
She bought me my first PC.
Oh yeah.
You know, she bought me my first keyboard, my microphone, and we threw it all in the closet. She's right there with me. She's out there sending her 50-year-old friends my CDs, slanging them with me. So now it's dope when you have a supportive family. Man,
yeah, no, for sure. And so I was like, okay, I wasn't making much of it, and at the time it was a very good learning experience.
So you know, obviously. We want to look at this podcast and want to look at this and I wanted to take this opportunity to look at streamers in a different light, you know, not just, you know, what people see on Twitch and what people see, because we know you from that angle, but get a little bit more personal. So I do have a few questions to ask you, but before we get into that, can you let me know, you know, we do got to talk about the stream, right? So tell me how you started that. How did you come up with streaming Pokemon? I
started back in February 2021. So that's when I started, and kind of to piggyback back based on what I was saying with the whole collecting prior to the whole boom and stuff. I was doing that. So at the time, I racked up a lot of packs. So like I was not opening like crazy, but I was definitely saving some. Right, I was buying not too crazy because. At the time, I was making somewhat money, but I was also paying for college and stuff like that. So I was also very cautious with my money, right? So, but it's very funny. I don't think I told you this story, but I had this guy that I don't know how he got this stuff, but he would just hit me up and be like, "Hey, I have Champions Path packs and shit like that, cosmic for $2-3." Yeah. And I was like, "What the hell? Yeah, give me everything." That's right? Crazy. So he would hit me up. He was from Louisiana. And he'd hit me up, and then he'd sell me thousands of like packs. And I mean, obviously I wasn't gonna open all of them, but this is before like the whole Twitch stuff. Yeah. So I wasn't buying it to do anything. I was just having them because I was a collector. So I was like, I had a seal collection, had Evo, had everything. So yeah, it was more of a collecting thing. And so when I first started this whole journey, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build a PC, right? So it's like I'm gonna build my first PC and, you know, try and kind of, it'll be a fun little project for me, and, you know, try and get every piece and put it together and stuff, and then start gaming. And then at the same time I was like, I can use that PC for school stuff. So I started building it and shit like that. I remember it's so vivid because it's just like last year. Yeah, it's like crazy.
It's crazy that all this happened within the last year or two. Right. But for some reason, I don't know if it's with COVID and all that, but it feels like we're 5 years, 6 years into this.
Especially with Pokemon, it feels like you miss 2 weeks, you miss a month and a half or some shit like that. So so when I first started doing that, I continued building it and stuff like that, and the whole purpose was to game. That's where JavizGaming came from. So I was like, I used to play Minecraft, used to play Warzone, used to play all that stuff. So I was always playing video games, Fortnite, everything. And I was like, you know, I'm not bad at these games. I was like, fuck it. Like, if I'm already playing it, let me stream it. My whole goal was never to be a streamer. It was never to be like, you know, I want to have tons of viewers. I want to have.
It was just a
It was
post
just
and
it was just fun, you
out
know.
there.
It was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
good
yeah.
fun, yeah.
I feel you.
So I started streaming. I think my first stream was like a Minecraft stream on my regular server, and then I was like, you know what? I have packs. I was like, maybe what if people want to watch me open my packs?
Yeah.
I was like, maybe a lot of people don't get to see Champions Path because it's pretty expensive, and it was hard to find at the time. So I was like, let me just open some packs. I was like, I'm chasing some Zard. At the time, I was chasing a Rainbow Zard. From Champions Path.
Champions Path for sure.
So I was like, let me try and open it. Maybe I have some luck. First stream that I did that, I pulled the Rainbow Zard. And I was like, what the fuck? It's just crazy. And I don't have the VOD, unfortunately, because I didn't know how to save VODs at the time. Because I was never Twitch. I knew about Twitch back when it was just in TV.
Okay.
So
See, I didn't know about Twitch.
And I knew a little bit just because of there was like some soccer games that you could watch and shit like that. Not because of gaming and stuff.
Yeah.
So
people were utilizing it for
some like just TV or some shit, like another source of TV. Yeah, but I was never like heavy into it, so I put it away. Didn't know much about Twitch. I still tell my stream, like, to this day, I'm still figuring this shit out. Like, I don't know everything to do. It's crazy. So when I first started doing that, I was, continuing my path with the gaming stuff. My second viewer ever was a graphic designer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was Spanish. He was from Peru.
Okay.
And he was talking to me in Spanish and stuff, and then he brought in his Hispanic friends. I was like, okay, I know Spanish. Let me talk to them because I can communicate them, right? So I started talking to them. For a week straight, they kept coming back for code cards or whatever the case was. Yeah. I was like, dang, I'm actually gonna have to like stream, but in Spanish. I was like, my entire community is gonna be Hispanic. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. I mean, I'm having fun. I'm opening packs. They're here, right? Fuck it. I have 5.
If that's how you make
people.
it,
I was like, fuck it.
And back then, when I know you're partnered now,
right?
But when you have that opportunity to get affiliate, it's like, I'm gonna do what it takes.
Whatever.
Like, I remember when I was like, hey, whoever comes in. There's times when I was watching myself just to get that viewer,
100%. For me, it was me, my girlfriend, and my sister.
Yeah.
It's funny. It was super funny just starting it off. And for me, right nowadays, it's and that's why I do what I do. When people come in, I'm like, hey, let's do a giveaway for a particular new person to get them to the 50 follower mark so that they could get affiliate, or just get them followers, because sometimes that's the hardest part.
It's harder to get to 75 or whatever.
But back then it was hard, man. It was like I would have to go person by person. Everyone at the restaurant, I made them download the app of Twitch and then follow me. And that's how I got my first 20, 30, and then from there I started
especially because
growing.
Pokemon wasn't
right. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
So my second viewer ever was a graphic designer. He's like, yo, you got potential. He's like, I'll make you your logo and then I'll make you a layout so you can make look somewhat like at least a little bit professional. By the time I was telling you, my GPU was $30. My GPU was a $30 GPU for 5 months. Yeah, so I got it. I got a new GPU on July 18th. But it was a $30 GPU. 2021. So yeah, so I started February 21, streamed for like 4 or 5 months until July, and that's when I upgraded the GPU. But it was I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do marbles. I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
The graphics were terrible. The quality was terrible. It's crazy. I probably still have some bots, but it's crazy.
So you do what you gotta do though.
Yeah, whatever you have.
Yeah.
So my community started growing from there, and it's crazy, man. My growth has been like very consistent. So I started from 5 people, then 10 people, then 20, then 30, and so on. And my goal was just always to have fun and just enjoy what I'm doing. It was my exit from the real world and staying in a restaurant, stuck dealing with people.
For sure.
Especially when it can get stressful if it's busy. Dude, rush hour with a crew of 6, 7, and on servers, and then your culinary kitchen. Sometimes you had to get in there and fucking cook or serve or do whatever it takes to get everybody out of the weeds. So it was my escape. So I was a collector. I was like, I'm opening packs.
And you're having fun.
Yeah,
you weren't expecting what you got now.
Right, and I at the time I was selling a lot of Hidden Fates, Evolutions, and stuff like that. Good times. And shout out to Johnny Rambo and a lot of the other homies that still support to this day. Yeah, Johnny Rambo was one of the ones ones that I was mentioning to you. He's been a mentor of like just from the start. He helped me build my website, helped me do so much. Just, hey, you're doing this wrong, and I was be like, oh shit, okay. Because I've always been a listener. I never feel like I know everything.
For sure.
Ever. I always want to put myself in a position where it's like, you told me I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I'll take it into consideration and let me try and fix it.
And would you, if you have that mindset, that's where that growth comes in, right? Like,
right.
Because you don't think you're better than people.
Exactly.
You don't think if you think you got it all figured out and you plateau, then you're like,
right.
well, what did I do wrong?
Exactly.
And you've already burnt relationships.
Right. Because people are like, I'm not gonna help you.
And
you don't
they
listen.
can see the arrogance, right? They can see that, which I'm meeting you and talking to you now, but even in streams, the humility you have, the humbleness you have, I think that's a big attraction. People want to go to that because it's almost like innocence. When I watch you, and I even watch people clown on you.
Right.
You're like laughing, you're like, and like, all right, that's enough. But you kept that smile.
Right. Yeah, and it's just dope. To a sense, I see my community as like friends, right? And like friends, fuck around with each other, clown around with each other, and roast each other. So like that's how I take it. I never take any offense to anything. For sure. So but yeah, that Johnny Rambo was one of the ones that helped me and created my website, and then just started kind of like in a sense coaching me. It was crazy because it was like for me it was all new. It was crazy because to this day, well not to this day, but like at the time I thought I was doing something different. Like I thought I was creating something. This was
your lane.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
people
I can sew
wild.
packs.
Yeah.
I was like, I can sew packs and create content out of it. And at the time, I didn't know Demo, Furion, all these big breakers existed because I was telling you, I would no knowledge. The first two people that I watched was like 2 weeks after I started streaming, which was Demo and Red Candy with Josh. Shout out to the homie Josh.
Okay.
Red Candy, Insomniacs.
Yeah.
So I was watching them too. And my ass thought I created a Facebook. Like I still have my Facebook page. I created a Facebook page. Yeah. And I have like I put the pictures of the packs and how much I was selling them for and shit like that. Yeah. It's crazy, bro, to think how
everything like on
crazy.
Notes and Excel sheets instead of the shop now.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So getting to know you and like I said, you seem very humble, and those who don't know, I mean, he is short. I mean, he's right now we met each other, I'm a giant compared to him,
Yeah. So, short kings.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the short guys that get that confidence. Though, you got and no, man. All joking aside, Javi's a great dude, man. I've been talking to him. We talked for about an hour before, starting up the video and like I've got to know you through streams and all that good stuff. You do giveaways. So man, again, I'm gonna put all the info in the description. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitch. Does giveaways, but it's more than that. We were just talking about that, man. It's fun to do giveaways and it's cool to give aways and give back. But man, when you see a streamer like Javi, who's got a group, a community that truly supports him, whether there's giveaways or not. I mean, this man can sell a base set pack. Can sell some Team Rocket pack. But again, it's because people enjoy your entertainment. They can buy packs from anybody.
Right.
I've got a smaller community, but I tell them all the time, man, y'all can be anywhere, and y'all chose to be here.
100%. And I think that's something we breakers or us like that are in this business should never take for granted.
For sure.
Because dude, I've seen the waves. I've seen having 100 people, 150 people, and then coming back down to like 40s, 50s. But I think it's important that, and I've seen so many videos, dude. I try and coach myself so much, not myself, but like try and listen to like YouTube videos and stuff like that. Because I think since I started when I was doing sales, I immediately knew that listening to like podcasts, educational videos, feeding my mind with positive energy would make a huge impact in like my actions. So to this day, like I'm doing shipping, I'm listening to like podcasts of like Gary Vee stuff and Tony Robbins, all these people. So I think one of the things to take away, it's like you can never, like for me right now, I'm at a point where I want to focus my energy, my positive energy on the people that are watching my streams, right? Not just, be tripping about the people that aren't there, but, focus on the people that are actually taking the time out of their day to watch me for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours,
For sure.
So, definitely it's been a learning ride, man. It's crazy. And it's something that I think we should never take for granted.
For sure.
And definitely.
I agree. 100%. Well, so speaking on the community, man, what I did earlier this week, I'm doing a little giveaway, giving away
Okay.
a B rainbow from Vivid. But I asked everybody who wants to enter to give me some questions for their favorite streamer.
Okay.
Not knowing who the streamer was going to be, not knowing who I was talking to.
Okay.
So I do got to say big shout out to ADL because I did have people specific say, oh,
Hell
ask
yeah,
ADL
my man
this,
ADL's
you know?
He'll be watching this. I'll send him the link.
Bet, for
Yeah,
sure.
big
So,
shout out to my man.
But so we did get some questions in, man. So I want to ask a few questions, and so people can get to know you a little bit more. But some of it's outside. Some obviously because they assume doing
Breaks,
Pokemon.
yeah.
But so I want to get a couple of things that aren't necessarily
For sure.
Pokemon related. So the first question I want to ask, and this was asked by one of the his name's Pandemonium.
I know Panda.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
Pandemonium. The question was, do you fold or crumple toilet paper when you wipe?
What a fucking interesting question. Do you fold or crumple? You fold it.
I've never known people to crumple until I started hearing people ask.
Yeah, you fold it.
So
You have to, dude.
yes, I mean, I'm not gonna do.
Yeah,
this.
like,
We ain't doing that. I'm with you.
Yeah. For sure, fold. For sure.
Another question from Pokemon Drama. How long did it take you to make it, and what do you think was your breakthrough? So I guess where was that point that you realized like this is actually going somewhere?
I think it's very different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what you define making,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I think we were talking about it earlier, right? For you, it's like you're in a place where, you know, you may not have hundreds, thousands of viewers, but you feel like you're in a place where you're happy with what you're doing.
Yep.
I think that's where you can definitely determine, okay, I made it, you know, for myself. So for me, I think for me, it was probably during this year, maybe.
Yeah. Was there a specific thing that happened?
I think during my birthday stream.
Yeah, when you saw. Okay, and we were just talking about that, right?
So
Like,
that was my subathon, but I had I had a
yeah.
birthday stream back in February, where I did a 30-hour stream.
Okay, I was there for that too.
Yeah. It was a 30-hour stream and no sleep. I'm crazy as fuck. But I think that the amount of support, the amount of love. Subathon was another one. I think it was
crazy.
It's like it's unreal. Like
Yeah.
how much support, and sometimes like it's like, what did I even do to
For
like
sure.
deserve this? You know,
When the
It's like, it's
subathon was
crazy.
when I first watched you. I always knew who
Right.
you were. I'd come through and kick it for a little bit, but that was the first time I was kind of like tuned in.
Right.
And that was wild, man. It was like he's not gonna sleep. They're not gonna let him sleep.
Yeah,
And then
it's
when we were
8
going
days.
and days and
Yeah,
days.
like
Yeah,
8 days
crazy.
straight. They're like 24 hours in between that. Crazy amount of love and support. I think that's when you just have some thoughts, and I think it's like multiple. Like there's multiple streams where you hit and you're like, what the fuck just happened? You know, it's like this is crazy that this even happened to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that February I would say would be a good point. Even like December when I had my graduation and having people show up to, because I recorded my graduation, it's still up in the VOD. Yeah, and people would pop in and you know
Glad to see you
celebrate with
graduate.
me. I was like,
dope.
that's sick. Yeah,
That's
just
dope. So what from Centrosity? What's your favorite all-time pool? What's the one pool that you think was your favorite?
Ooh, that was tough, man. We put so many.
Yeah. But that one card, what's the one card? I'll say this, and maybe more. What's the one card you pulled for a view? You're like, man, I sure wish this was mine.
I think this one's tough, but I think because I've opened so much, I've opened vintage boxes. I've opened many, but I think the craziest was a Charizard base set, 4th print.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So because being with 4th print is a little bit different, right? Because the 4th print is much more rare to find. I think they only distribute it out in I forget if it's a UK, but it wasn't made in English. It was an English product. So yeah, that 4th print, I think if it grades a PSA 10, it's like a multiple $1,000 card.
Yeah.
So I probably think that one, maybe a first edition Dark Charizard from Team Rocket too.
Yeah, it's a W.
I pulled 2 of those because I've opened about 3 boxes of those. I've been very lucky, man. I've been very lucky that some of these crazy D-gens come in here and, you know, buy a box.
For sure.
And or just do vintage breaks and stuff like that is super, super amazing. But yeah, I think that one probably is the more like, damn, that one was sick.
Yeah, that was tough.
Especially
And I gotta say, for me, it's gotta be the Moon Boy.
The Moon, bro. I barely pulled it in my last event, which I don't know what the event was, but crazy chasing that fucking
It's
card,
wild.
bro.
It's
nuts.
crazy when an EV Heroes, which I think is harder to pull.
That's just
right?
I haven't pulled it yet.
In EV Heroes, I pulled it twice.
Right.
And the first time I pulled it, I ran a giveaway, and a kid won, but he was underage. So I was like, I'm not gonna mail anything to an underage kid, right? And it was a free thing. And so I had one of the mods reach out to him and say, hey, can you help us? Can an adult come through?
Right.
So his uncle ends up coming through and like, hey, I'm here on behalf of him.
Right.
And whatever. And so he was like, oh, I love your vibe, and bought 2 packs of EV Heroes.
And hit the moon beyond. No way.
Not only that, but then
That's crazy.
maybe a week later,
Uh-huh.
or no, right when Blue Sky came out.
Okay.
When Blue Sky, which is evolving,
Right,
the second part of evolving
yeah.
skies, right?
The Ray Quads.
When the Ray, he hit it in 6 packs.
What
Same
the
dude,
fuck?
Same dude.
That's
So in a total of
crazy.
8 packs, we were able to get the Moon Boy and the Ray Quad.
That's nuts.
Didn't buy anything else. Nothing in
that.
between. He missed.
Wow.
That was it.
That's crazy.
So next question from Derp. And I don't know if it's because I'm Hispanic or he knew I was going to talk to somebody who's Mexican. How many tacos have you eaten? I'm going to put a date. I'm going to put a timeline. In the last week, how many tacos do you think you've eaten?
Shit, I actually haven't had many tacos.
No?
Actually, I'm wrong. I was eating some 2 days ago.
Okay.
Some tacos at Trompo.
Trompo tacos. Okay. You got a spot in Irving you like?
I have two. It's just funny. It's like a hidden gem. It's a gas station by my house.
Yeah.
They have a little taqueria, and I actually today I had one of their burgers. Mexican
The
burgers. Yeah, bro. But yeah, probably we just had tacos. Maybe about 12 tacos in the week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not bad.
So I just got introduced to Trompo.
Recently?
Within the last year, I would say.
Shit. Okay.
But I burnt myself out. We were eating it so
All
much.
the time.
And pork, man, it messed. Like
Yeah,
even bacon,
yeah,
you can eat.
definitely.
There's only so much bacon you can eat.
Yeah, for sure.
And but I so Trompo. I recently like the Vidia tacos.
Dude, that's fire
So
too.
that's
Yeah.
fire. And I got some same. There's a gas station down the street where we start getting the Trompo tacos.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
legit.
So convenient.
All right. I think we got one. We got 2 more. I'm gonna ask one.
Okay.
But we got the toilet paper one. Let's see. Oh, let me find that one. There it goes from Duo RX. If it wasn't what you're doing now, obviously we talked about how it's crazy how it turned into
Right.
this. What would have been growing up? What was your original dream career? What did you want to do?
I wanted to be a soccer player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you did talk about that.
I wanted to play in the competitive leagues, and I dedicated my life to that. So
That's crazy.
the ACL tear was definitely like, God, I'm like, it sucks that it happened,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm like, if this didn't happen, who knows what would have happened? You know? Yeah.
Maybe
So
it was needed.
yeah, I was always very dedicated to soccer, and maybe if it wasn't soccer, just something in business.
sure.
Always been a very big business head.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell based on the previous job positions that I've had, but and even with the school that I went to was all like accounting, finances, all that stuff.
For
So
sure.
I think something in the business world or creating my own business, which this is my own business.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
on both sides, not only just streaming but also the Pokemon aspect of it. So yeah, maybe that's what I was rooting for. Maybe not never in a million years that I think I would be doing this for a year full times streaming, but you know, life takes some very interesting routes.
I mean, and it's crazy because it's an interesting route, but man, it's a blessed route, bro.
100%.
It's crazy that you get to open Pokemon cards
For a living,
for a
right,
living.
yeah.
You know, and it's and again, man, those who haven't watched him, tune in. He's very entertaining.
Thank you.
I mean, what you do in general, it's so dope. It's a grind too.
It's definitely a grind. Oh, 100%.
People sit there and be like, and there were some questions. I don't want to go too deep into it because I know you and I will have strong opinions. But I've had some of the Twitter questions were, why do people even want to pay you to open Pokemon cards? It's like, it's not that people are paying you because you're gonna pay somebody, right?
Right.
And a lot of times you go to Javi's shop and
bro, they're
packs,
taxing.
yeah, and their packs are cheap. Your packs are cheaper than Walmart.
For sure.
You know, and,
for sure.
and not only that though, you get to enjoy a community. You know, there's a group of people.
It goes way beyond just
Yeah,
like
if
buying a pack.
If I pull a Moonbreon in here, I'm like, yeah, And that's it.
That's it.
We're
Yeah.
around there and you're like, LFG, let's go.
Yeah, and
everyone's
you got
going wild.
everyone.
And then you got Javi who's sweating because he's 8 hours in, and
It's
and all
like
that.
you have the crazy reaction to the streamer, and then on top of that, you have the chat going crazy. It's an experience. I think that's what people, I think they've gotten around that because now there's so many people doing it. There's so many whatnot streamers, Twitch streamers doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think people got the idea now, but it's definitely like why, like I could go buy the pack at Walmart.
Well, why would I do that?
Why would I just spend it with you?
And people don't get that until you experience it, right? Until
For
you're
sure.
actually in there, and then until you get that one big hit. Yeah, of course. If you pull a Darude Don V, it's not
Right.
going to be very cool,
Right.
But that person who pulls the
crazy
the
items,
Altarts,
yeah.
the Zardots, whatever. I mean, it's wild.
For
and,
sure.
and then it becomes. I mean, it's no different than sitting there and going to the slots,
For
and
sure.
5 people around you watching you pull a slot. Why?
Right.
Why do you want to throw your coin in there and hope you get something?
Right.
It's a fun gamble, right?
Definitely.
We won't talk much about gambling in Twitch right now, though.
Right. Yeah, they got a tricky situation.
So so last question, man, and we'll end on this, and it's a personal question, and I'll kind of give my pretense behind it, man. But I've had people plenty of times reach out to me and say, hey, I want to start streaming, and I want to stream breaks, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And I always tell them, I was like, hey, don't get your hopes up. And I say that not because, like I said, I cheated around 10 to 20 viewers.
Right.
And I feel good with what I'm doing.
Right.
But I remember the time when I had 3 viewers and I'm sitting here for an hour.
Waiting for somebody to come in.
And then so what I've told those people is like, the first thing I would tell you, don't think it's easy.
For sure.
Don't think don't think you have to, you just need one booster box of
Right.
Chilling Reign, or battle styles. No, invest. If you want to
Right.
do something like this, so I'll get to the question, but the question is going to be basically, if you could tell somebody who wants to jump into the hobby or wants to jump into streaming, what advice would you give them? My advice was invest.
Okay.
Don't invest money you don't have.
Right. 100%.
And be willing to put in a lot of time.
100%. I think more than anything, recommendation wise, probably putting in the work. I think if you really want this, you can't treat it as just, hopefully it happens, or I'll buy a booster box here and there and then just hope that, people start coming in and stuff. It's a whole business, man. Every single startup was never easy.
For sure.
It's a grind. You got to build your baby up from scratch, and I think that, and on top of that, just educating yourself around where you're streaming, right?
For sure.
So like going into YouTube videos, looking up how to better this, how to retain viewers, bro, if you look at my fucking search feed, the amount of how-tos that I've fucking seen in my life is insane, bro. And I do it even till this day.
Yep.
Like to this day, I'm like, how can I better, a particular thing or quality from my stream? I still do it. Shit, yesterday I was doing it to better my bit rate, better my quality and shit. It's a never-ending path. So I think educating yourself and networking, man. Networking I think it's a key to success in any business.
For sure.
So I think if
surround yourself with those.
Surround
good people
yourself with good people. Same-minded people that are willing to, that are grinding like you are. Of course, there's not gonna be. Sometimes it's gonna be tough finding those people, but like hitting up these breakers or going and introducing yourself to a community and chatting with them. It's the hardest part sometimes, but I think that's been the key to my journey. Networking, being friends with everyone, watching a stream and just chilling, hanging out with their community. I think that creates a little bit of a relationship with the streamer, and they're like, oh shit, let me go, watch them since they were watching me. And I think that's I think that's what that networking was probably the most
and I'll say that too. That was something I struggled with, and not because of anything other than I came from the Fortnite world,
right?
And it was competitive.
For sure.
If you were sending people to other people, there's a chance they don't come back.
For sure.
Right. Especially, I think about it. I'm streaming 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Right.
I'm sending them to somebody who's probably streaming 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Right.
If I'm rating them, and one thing I've grown to see is it's the community in Pokemon and the love that you get from sharing, your communities.
It's insane.
And I remember the day. I felt like I made it when Javi popped in. No, I'm not gonna say Javi popped in. I opened my Streamlabs and it showed Javi followed. I was like, let's go,
Yeah,
and I've seen that, with you. I've seen it with Mustang Sally.
Right.
I'll see people pop in, And I'm like, all right, let's
This
go. Like,
is dope.
it's those little wins, but it lets you know that, it also lets you know that they know that people
They
notice
recognized you,
and they
yeah.
liked you. They liked you as a person in your
Right.
in their stream, or they saw a VOD and they want to support
Right.
you or tweet whatever, and
Right, for
stuff
sure.
like that's dope. So yeah, man. So hey, Javi, I appreciate you,
Dude,
brother.
I appreciate you inviting me, man. We need to have more chats for sure, bro.
Definitely. Hey, he lives down the street from me, so y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to see some more Javi here, and we can do some more things together.
Yeah, we could definitely do more content. Whatever you like
for
to
sure.
do, I'm always down.
But before we end it, if you want to tell them, give them your Twitch, give them your schedule, you know.
So yeah, I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays. I started streaming Saturdays early now, and Sundays. Usually in the DGen hours, late at night. But I'm starting to make a little bit of a earlier time because I want, you know, the Eastern people to get a chance to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin people's schedule, you know. And at the same time, ruin my schedule.
Hey, Central time is tough too. You know?
Central time is tough. So, but I stream 8 p.m. The goal is to stream 8 p.m. to like 3, 4 in the morning. 4 times a week. So we're on Twitch. Gonna start doing a lot of YouTube, maybe shorts and stuff like that.
For
TikToks, everything. Gonna try and, you know, balance the whole social media out.
Yeah.
But yeah, my main home is Twitch, and we're gonna continue grinding on Twitch. But again, thank you for inviting me, man. It's
Hey,
been
no
it's
problem.
been sick because I haven't relived this kind of thoughts, or like, you know, you're so focused on the day-to-day grind that you forget
where
what
you came
happened.
from.
Yeah, or like you
yeah.
forget, like, God, dude, I was fucking grinding so much at the beginning, you know, to get where I'm at, and it's definitely nice to have these kind of
Hey,
conversations.
appreciate you, bro.
So I appreciate you. I definitely, you know, want to thank everyone that's watching the videos too, and hopefully, man, this grows into something big for
Hey,
you, bro.
I hope so, man. Thank you, brother.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
to everybody out there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications, man. We're gonna be doing some giveaways, a lot of dope stuff. I don't want to get too much.
I'll host a giveaway for your stream. Everyone that watches this video leaves a comment. I'll put up a slab. I'll put a picture on Twitter. I got you, bro.
Hey, you heard it from him there, right
Hell
there.
yeah, dude,
My
I got
boy
you.
Javi. So hey, but thank you, brother.
Yeah, I
again,
appreciate you, man. Thank you for sure.
So y'all tune in. Also, he's got a dope group he works with, or a team he's a part of, Verso.
Oh yeah, Verso. Shout out Verso.
So we'll make sure that we link them. We'll link the Verso team. I know Pokepair. I've vibed with them a little bit, but I definitely, Javi's info will be in the description. Go show Javi some love on Twitch, on Twitter, and once you get in there, you'll see all his other socials. All right. So thank you guys so much, Javi. Thank you again,
Thank you, brother.
Hey, y'all have a good night. All right.
Good night, guys. Later.